Castle on up. You guys know the deal. Appreciate y'all in the middle of a work day out here. But gotta get some streams in. Here we go. Gotta get the Monday stream in. Appreciate everybody jumping on in. Give 1 second. Where's our blue castle? Where is it? Is it gone? No, it's here. It's gotta be. It always has to be. All right. What is up? Good Monday. Hopefully everybody had a wonderful weekend wherever you're at. Thanks for hitting the like on the way in. Thanks to any new subscribers to the channel that are helping us grow. Thanks to any new members. Sorry for being a little late there. Had a little hiccup coming out, but didn't have time to adjust the stream time, so just came on in. But anyways, once again, guys, not a financial advisor, not a pro trader, and I'll never tell you what to do. I am always wrong, but the Blue Foundation is always right. This is the worst show with the best community, and I'm so grateful to the Blue Armada, the great community, jumping on in. Silver Days, Green Giant already stepping on in with his crown. Nathan Stevens in the house, ready for flight school. Let's go. Dude, are we excited for early December? Are we excited for early December? A little recovery rally coming for us? That's going to be fun, man. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. Love you guys, man. Shout out to everybody. Hopefully everybody had a wonderful weekend out there. Always good times and good vibes hanging out with you guys. But yeah, are we excited for an early December? Are we excited to come out of this freaking retrograde finally? This has been a brutal 9th to so far up to now, right? November 9th up to the 29th is when it's done. So maybe we get some Black Friday deals on crypto coming up. We got a little bit of some relief rallies from the, major dipping, right? Just so that, they keep it a little bit unpredictable, right? Because they're trying to liquidate the shorts and the longs. They're trying to make sure, people aren't making too much money, just continually shorting the market, right? They have to liquidate those shorts if they want to take it down further. They have to liquidate the longs if they want to go up, right? What are the purple crowns? Give me a second, got a hair in my mouth. The purple crowns are like it's basically letting you know who's the most active in the chat, right? That's the purple crowns in the chat. So if you're commenting a lot, you'll probably be number one. If you're, it's like a race to see who leaves more comments in the chat, basically, to get the number one crown. What's up, Ski Mask Citizen? Good to see you, man. Fly Kiwi in the house. Guys, how's everybody weekend been? It's been good? Dan boy, appreciate it, man. Yeah, I mean, it's all good stuff. It's all good stuff. I mean, whatever hole you prefer, man, there's deep reds aplenty, right? We're going for, if you're going for that, that's good for you. I appreciate you even taking the time to, spend time on this channel. Very grateful, man. Whatever you're saying, I'll take it as a crypto reference there, my dude. Silver Days. Appreciate you double tapping the screen for the like. And guys, once again, I'm not a financial advisor, not a pro trader, and I'll never tell you what to do. In the description below, there's ways to support the channel as well if you guys can't do super chats or anything like that. Remember, we're completely, it's not you guys are paying me with your attention without a doubt, but it's a free channel. Otherwise, there's no hoops to jump through. So donations, hitting the like, subscribing, or being a member, or supporting in the description below by signing up on Amber app with our referral code. Or little coffee money donations to our Coinbase ID helps us a long way. We also got a merch store. It's not the best merch store. We're trying to, find time of when we can focus on the merch store a little bit more, maybe get some Blue Castle shirts going and things like that. But, we got some fun stuff on there nonetheless. All right, guys. So coming out of the weekend, we got some major dips. We're coming into Monday, Moon Day, right? We had Sunday, we had Saturn Day, Sunday, and Moon Day. Maybe we get we've been getting a nice little relief rally here. Nothing's really, dude, we've just launched ISO 20022, at least Swift did, right? You have some other banks that have been following suit, but this is going to show that this is mostly it was a Swift, Swift transition, right? I'm interested to see once we're out of this retrograde, if, we start booming in a pretty big way, because we're finally out of the retrograde, and we really get to see what the ramp up looks like here for ISO 20022 payments. It looks like we definitely need regulatory clarity on these digital assets globally in order to finally start using the digital assets within the ISO 20022 messaging scheme and really start to show what the benefits of ISO 20022 messaging scheme is. Because, remember, ISO 20022 is like the data flow, right? It's really rich, robust data that is being communicated between these banks and payment providers, right? So that's setting up the messaging rails. Now we need the digital rails, the digital payment rails that are going to go along with that. Interledger protocol is the best suitable, like the best pairing with ISO 20022 that there is in this whole space. Everybody underestimates Stefan Thomas and Interledger protocol. ILP is going to be the value layer to the internet. And if we're going to be going to ISO 20022 payments and that messaging standard, there was already an ISO 20022 hackathon that declared that ILP works best in tandem with ISO 20022. What does ILP do? It allows for instant settlement and instant payments across the ISO 20022 rails, across the whole internet, across the whole W3C. A lot of banks and mostly the neo banks are the ones that are best suited for this internet of value. And then of course you got, Amazon, that's basically becoming a neo bank. You got your PayPals, you got your Venmos, you got your Chimes, you got your, what's it called? You got your Robin Hoods, but, the W3C, the web service providers, the web payment providers, right? They're going to be on top of the ILP. ILP is going to be the thing that works best in tandem with ISO 20022. Now, ILP is currency agnostic, right? Which is a major benefit and major incentive for why these banks would probably want to use ILP for instant payments, right? Because it provides instant settlement and they can pay with whatever digital currency or currency that they like. Somebody can pay with freaking US dollar. The receiver can decide to receive in Bitcoin, and ILP settles the asset within seconds and converts it, right? While also setting that robust and rich information that ISO 20022 messaging provides. A lot of people are sleeping on this. A lot of people just think, no, it's going to be this blockchain rail that works best with ISO 20022. And I'm all for the ISO 20022 cryptos, the X cryptos, the ones that are working with banks, right? The ones that are working with Visa, MasterCard, even though the banks are way more important than Visa and MasterCard. Visa and MasterCard are the front end, banks are the plumbing, right? Visa and MasterCard are the faucet, right? You change the plumbing, you change the freaking world, right? But it all works together. If you're connected with banks and Visa and MasterCard, you're most likely one of those major infrastructure providers in this space. So with Interledger protocol, once we get regulatory clarity on digital assets, I'm interested to see what is going to be the standard for payments within that ILP ISO 20022 experience. The one that's going to be converting the digital assets of choice, the payments of choice. Everybody thinks this blockchain project is the best for instant payments, and so on and so forth. But ILP is the infrastructure for instant payments. We cannot forget that. That's something we can't freaking sleep on, right? This is a very, very important thing to, be aware of. I understand that it's currency agnostic. It doesn't have a dedicated token, but they're further along than all these other supposed instant payments projects, right? Danny boy, man, you got a filthy mouth today, man. It's all good. Like, if that's what you like to do, man, then that's great. That's, if that's what you like spending your time doing, man, hey, if it's hard and it's freaking slow, the better, bro. That's how we go with the crypto space. I know you like to do it in other ways, but it's all good, man. We got a room full of blue wrenches. This isn't probably the best place to do that type of stuff, but I'm appreciating whatever support we can get at this point, man. I'm appreciating whatever support we can get at this point, man. We got only like 7 viewers and 3 likes coming off the weekend, right? That's how, we're used to the shadow ban life, and you were able to somehow break through the shadows and come in and share with us some of your perspective. That is so helpful, man. It's like probably the most helpful comments I've had in a long time. All right, let's keep going. Man, the trolls hate me because I just like freaking agree with everything they say, and they're just like, okay, this is no fun. This guy's just like a punching bag, dude. I'm not a punching bag, man. I'm just freaking like, my outside, you can hit me on the outside as much as you want, man. On the inside, I'm freaking inner light, man. I'm just shining bright, no matter what. But anyways, let's keep going. So still focusing on X cryptos, guys, still chipping away little by little, never over investing, never over investing. I am never over investing, right? We are chipping away. We are sticking to our discipline. We are sticking to our ninja sword, just freaking going to each block little by freaking little, right? X cryptos aplenty. If it's going to be X rails, X identity, X payments, right? X money. I'm thinking it's going to be X rails that's running it. And there's definitely a good infrastructure of X cryptos that are setting up for that. And also having the X in front of your ticker is actually pretty important because it means you're a non-sovereign digital currency. It means you're freaking a global type of currency. And that's what they even renamed it to X for, right? They renamed it X because it's going to be a global freaking platform. They're already trying to implement digital identity by forcing country, the country identification, right, for each X account. Vitalik Buterin came out just recently saying that it was wrong for them to do so without giving the users the opt-out of doing it. You know what Vitalik Buterin, you want to know how you can stop X from doing that? Is by not using X. By saying, hey, X, I don't agree with what you're doing in terms of already letting, forcing the country designation on everybody's accounts, then don't use X. Then don't use it, right? If you don't like what X does, then don't use it. X is going to do what they're going to do. And Elon's going to do what Elon wants to freaking do. It is up to us, the people, right, who are using this platform. If we don't agree what the platform is doing, then we just don't freaking use it, right? It's just as simple as that, right? It's just refuse services. Right? Oh, okay, X, you're going to start doing that. And if he really doesn't agree with it, then freaking just don't use X, Vitalik. Be a leader, man. Don't be a complainer. But hey, I'll never tell you what to do. But, that's just my perspective is like, if you're not down with what X is doing, if you want to stop this digital identity and dystopian future, it's just as simple as just not using the freaking technology. Just not using buying AI androids right away, not using electric cars, freaking digital computer cars, or whatever you freaking want to call them, right? It's just by not using it. But everybody just loves the convenience of it all, right? Sacrifice a little bit of freedom for safety and convenience. El Prey in the house, what's up, man? How you doing? JN Japan, appreciate you jumping on in. So guys, X cryptos that I'm focusing on like the Power 6, Power 7, right? We got our XRP, XLM, XPX, XDC, XTZ, XX network, and what is it? XPR? I think it's XPR, right? What? Yeah, yeah. XPR. Hell, let's throw XCN in there, even though it's built on top of Ethereum. Everybody thinks they're BlackRock's coin, right? There's a lot of speculation with XCN. It's an X crypto. If it's an X crypto, I'm down with it, right? If it's got X in front of the ticker, I don't mind it. If they're low cap X, that's interesting, but that's very much a highly, there's some that I do believe that they're hiding in the deep reds and in the low caps, so nobody looks at it. Right? They have NDAs with them, right? This is the way they can keep those projects hush-hush, right? But they have to show that they have reasons for those NDAs. Like they did CBDC tests and all of a sudden they went quiet, right? Stuff like that is like, okay, even though it's low cap, they have done CBDC tests with banks. They've done successful CBDC tests with banks. They've won an ISO 20,000 or, ISO 22 hackathon or CBDC tech sprint, right? We need we can't just make up these reasons for them, right? We need to see the evidence first of why they might have gone silent, but they're still active. They just haven't been posting as much, right? To have more of a belief in these low caps, right? Whereas these high caps that have been proven and have been doing their thing for a good long time, whether it's instant payments or, being settlement and having 100% uptime, right? That's, what's it called? It makes you feel more confident in the technology and the security of the technology, right? And that it is going places, even though it is a higher market cap. It could, we're talking about trillions upon trillions coming into this market cap, and some of these are already well established and have been established for a very, very long time. If you see a token called ex-girlfriend, run. There you go. Jay in Japan. I appreciate that. That's awesome, man. Yeah, maybe not ex-girlfriend. Maybe not ex-girlfriend, right? You don't want to get with your ex-girlfriend. Oh man, so crazy. What's up, Fly Kiwi? Good to see you, bud. But yeah, guys, let me know what digital assets you've been going after. I love Quant and Overledger and what Quant is doing. It's not necessarily blockchain, but you gotta love the one that you gotta love the layer zero or like over ledger projects are the ones that, dude, interoperability, like things that are allowing for interoperability, there will always be speculation towards, right? So interoperability of blockchains, you got Quant, you got Axelar, right? You got most IBC doing that, right? Those are Axelar is within that IBC. Axelar, dude, think there's something fishy going on here, by the way, with AXL. And I don't know if you guys have seen these signs, but you can tell me if I'm freaking nuts. But isn't it funny during the retrograde and also pre-retrograde during like the bearish times? I mean, it's been bearish and sideways, right? This retrograde just made it dump even further, right? But AXL during this whole bear cycle, especially in the past like 2 to 3 months, has made bridges with some of the most important infrastructure projects that you would want to make bridges for. It made bridges for the XRPL. It made bridges for the XLM ecosystem. It made bridges for SHX with, which is obviously within the XLM ecosystem. And it made bridges for Hedera just last week or a few days ago. Right? Isn't that freaking nuts? All during dude, AXL is going to be popping off, and they're doing such a good job of releasing super bullish news of AXL and then keeping the price down and just making all the rest of the cryptos like following suit, right? So AXL, man, providing interoperability. We keep calling it the bridge of freaking bridges. It doesn't have an X in front of its ticker, but it definitely has an X in its ticker. And Axelar is going to be melting some freaking faces, man. People are not ready for the God candles that are coming, the 100% gains that are coming in like I'm not saying these 24 hours, but like 24-hour 100% plus gains for some of these major cap cryptos, not just only the minor cap cryptos that'll have 100% in a day. Like, I'm so stoked for the bull cycle that's going to be coming, and 2026 is going to be out of this world. If we even have digital assets, it's good times and good vibes ahead for sure. Evernote, is Cody has changed my mind? I wouldn't be surprised, man. And Evernote, Weetza Win said Evernote could be better than Flare Networks. And they said this in the early days of Evernote, right? Evernote is a sleeper, very low supply, right? Very easy to get whole numbers of something we don't know what a bull cycle looks like. They released Zahao and Evernote during a bear cycle, so nobody thinks that they're even freaking relevant or useful, right? And they haven't had like big pumps and big dumps, right? Evernote initially had a pretty big pump, if I'm not mistaken, right? It was multiple dollars. Now it's at like 20 cents or 25 cents or somewhere around there. But, like there's people are sleeping on those two are so essential for the XRP to become that micro data, micro payment economy. XRP is the Bitcoin of the micropayments. You can't change my mind on that. It's the Bitcoin of the business payments, right? Focusing on businesses, focusing on banks, focusing on Visa and MasterCard, right? Dude, 2018, there's an interview with freaking Brad Garlinghouse at the Swell event, and somebody interviewed him. Hey, we see Visa is here. You want to talk about your Visa and Ripple partnership? And then Brad Garlinghouse, of course, at the time, we have to respect, what we wait for our partners to make the announcements when they want to make the announcements, right? So people get excited about a Visa and MasterCard connection or bank connection. Dude, this thing was focused on that mission from day one, the first project to do it. So it's the Bitcoin of the micropayments era, the micropayments cryptos, the eco-friendly cryptos. They went full on pre-mine instead of doing mining because they saw how energy intensive it was, how much electricity it freaking takes up, right? So, I know there's a lot of people who hate on XRP and just don't like it and just don't see its value or care for it, that they think there's other ones that are better, right? But it's the first. We all know the value of first mover advantage, and it is totally capable of running offline if there's power outages. It is a fully distributed system around the globe. It is decentralized. The validator quality of the XRP ecosystem is possibly second to none, to be honest, right? In terms of the value and quality of the validators. It's not just like a random dude at his home running a validator. Sure, maybe you have some of those, right? But you got freaking banks in it. Dude, have you ever seen like the buildings that are like guarding these validator systems, right? For the XRPL, like holy cow, man. They thought, everybody all of a sudden into business and payments for digital assets. And what was the first one to say? You need to focus on payments first before you build anything else on top of it. So, we think XRP definitely has a place. Maybe it's number one in the future, but I definitely think it has a place, especially post-cyber event, when all these cryptos are going to be, 99% will most likely be exposed, right, as frauds. There's too many frauds out there. There's too many people just trying to build up hype off the speculation. There's too many people trying to build businesses off their token going up in value and then trying to showcase, oh, well, look how legit we are. Now we're starting to, really roll out our vision, right? Instead of already having established partners, use case, right? And a clear problem that you are solving, not just trying to find a random problem and then go slap blockchain on that, right? What's up, this president? Howdy, G. What's your thoughts on DAG at the moment? Seems to be a lot. Dude, we love DAG. DAG has the best data integrity out of any digital asset in this space. And obviously, when you're used by the freaking military and you have buildings that are using DAG technology, right? The data integrity, its finality, right? Its consistency. The FUD is tremendous right now, but man, layer 0 crypto can run online when other things can keep running, right? 100% uptime, data integrity. If you do research with AI and you try to compare constellations, quality of data, the quality of usage, governments using it, freaking military using it, CBDC tests going on with it. It's ISO 20022 compliant. It can provide decentralized recovery of assets if the assets of the bank or institution are lost. You know how critical and how important that is to these big money players when they hear that a project can provide decentralized recovery and run offline when other parts of the grid perhaps go out, right? Which we're expecting in the year of the sun and solar flares, right? This is where we're talking about. The truth is going to start to get revealed about a lot of these projects being frauds and just hype collectors, right? Dude, we've talked about it. You really need just a good, strong collection of layer 1s and layer 0s, maybe 22 to, we're using master numbers here, maybe 11 of them, 22 of them, or 33 of them, right, are going to ultimately, dude, it's going to be like the tarot deck. You got your 22 major arcana, and then you have all the other cards, which is a lot of cards, don't get me wrong, but those are the cards probably within the ecosystems of that major arcana, right? So, if HBAR is going to make it, the cryptos within the HBAR ecosystem are going to make it as well, right? So things like Hashpack, Saucer Swap, right? People are sleeping on the sauce, dude. Sauce just got listed on Coinbase during this bear cycle. I always pay attention to when very bullish news is being released during the bear cycle, because other projects wait to release their bullish news during the bull cycle, and then that's when they're looking to freaking play a quick one on you, right? Whereas if you're releasing super bullish, like over-the-top news during the bear cycle, it gives me confidence that project is going to be running like freaking crazy during the bull cycle, and they're doing a good job of making you sleep on it and go, oh, well, it didn't respond off the Coinbase listing, so it must be not just a good project, right? DAG and Air Force, yeah, dude. Metal blockchain, XPR, right? Definitely digging XPR. XPR and Metal are definitely, have a step above a lot of other cryptos because they can provide optional KYC. That is very important. It might not be natively at the protocol level, but the fact that they focus on KYC, if you're going to be transacting with trillions of billions of dollars, right? If you're going to be doing that at scale globally, you got to have KYC. It's a must. It's an absolute must. That's what this is why we're not very bullish on the regulatory clarity angle, because it's going to kill the wild west of crypto. It's going to kill all the fun that we're having and that the scammers and frauds, are also having in terms of like, being able to take advantage of speculation. But hey, us as investors, we have fun with that type of thing. Like, hey, I'll ride a FUD or a hype wave of a crypto I don't fully believe in just for a nice little trade. I'm not a pro trader. I'm not a financial advisor, and I'll never tell you what to do. But, there's a lot of aspects to this thing. But like, these are going to be the last days of crypto being this type of way, right? We're going through the first dot-com phase of crypto, right? And we're going to get a new look, right? The dot-com bubble burst is going to happen for blockchain. The blockchain bubble burst is going to happen in some point in these next 3 years, whether it's 2026, 27, or 2028, right? And then we're going to go into the new era, right? The new evolution of what this blockchain space is going to be, right? Guys, think about how bullish this 2026 in terms of speculation is going to be. You have PayPal that now allows you to purchase crypto. They did this, they released this type of stuff during, bearish times. Venmo allows you to purchase crypto. They did this during bearish times. Robinhood has been listing plenty of more cryptos on their freaking app during bearish times, right? They're expecting the masses to start chasing crypto when this thing starts to run, man. Everybody thinks that the bull cycle is never going to happen like the old days. There's just too many cryptos and there's just no way. There's just too many people that don't even have digital assets, and they need to get in, right? They need to on it for this bubble to burst, for this bubble to pop, for these blockchains to be freaking really tested at the global scale. Well, dude, Ethereum's bloat is going to get exposed, right? Ethereum will get exposed as being too, the gas fees are just going to be too much. The freaking blockchain gets bloated with overusage. You're going to have Coinbase freaking crashing, right? You can always count on the centralized exchanges, right? Freaking crashing on you because too many people are cashing out or trying to cash out, right? This is why we like decentralized exchanges, and we can just convert to a stable coin of choice that we really can rely on, right? I don't know which coins we can really rely on. I mean, RLUSD looks like it's going to be one that you can rely on. HBAR's USDX or something like that, I think it's called, or maybe that's XLM's ecosystem. But yeah, we want to. I mean, we're getting very, very close to the times where these we're going to get the hype first. I'm kind of thinking ahead of myself here, but I want to keep, while they're cheap, man, I want those infrastructure projects, right? I don't want to just play speculative games like, oh, this person has this connection to that person, and that person's got this connection to that person, and then it connects to freaking, this bank, or it connects to, Visa or MasterCard, and then, just playing the connection game, or, I like connections as much as anybody, but what is the tech? What is the freaking tech, right? We need to know what the tech actually is and how innovative it is, how unique it is, how much of a full stack experience is it, or, do interoperate with other blockchains to provide that full stack experience. And if they already are, working with other decentralized applications, that's a major benefit to provide that full stack experience versus relying, if you have a hole in your stack and you're relying on centralized rails, right? What about XAU USD? Yeah, gold for sure. I like gold, of course, man. We were talking about gold way back. I mean, dude, since we started streaming, we were all about gold, and we even released a video talking about the subliminals of the gold race that's going to be coming. And dude, we got lucky to freaking catch gold, before it started running up to 4K, without a doubt. Globiance tweet reaching out to his infant staff to sort people getting their funds back or something. Check it out, G. I have no Twitter. Interesting. Oh, man. Poor GBEX, man. Poor GBEX. I'm happy I didn't throw too much into GBEX, dude. I feel bad for the GBEX investors who really got to show their patience. Or maybe there's just major FUD on GBEX. Maybe GBEX will still come back around. I'm a carpenter. Help. What's up? Go Flexa. AMP. Nice. Going with the AMP token. I think it's just called AMP now. I don't think they go by Flexa anymore, unless I'm mistaken. Right? I think we're just calling it Flexa because of the good old days. Right? RLUSD on CRV. Amazing. Nice. But yeah, AMP token, not really too much talked about. That's a pretty interesting one. Survived the SEC. Dragon Chain. Right? 1 penny. 433 million supply. You know how easy it is to be a whale right now in this leading blockchain as a service provider, right? Guys, we got 27 viewers. If we can get 27 likes, that'd be amazing. All it takes is just double tapping the screen. And I appreciate that. I'm so grateful to everybody here. XNA, I know Silver Days likes himself some Neural AI, man. Neural AI has been on a heck of a roller coaster, and that's got some X in front of it right there. Very interesting ththings that are going on there, without a doubt. Flexa is the payment system and uses AMP token. I like it. But Digest and ERC. Hey, I get you, Ford F and Ranger. I get you, man. But hey, we're into a speculative cycle, and AMP token can maybe make some people a lot of money. Without a doubt. Am I, going for AMP? No, I've been telling you guys, I've been going for the X freaking cryptos. I'm just setting up infrastructure. I'm trying to go beyond what even this bull cycle is going to be providing. I want to go, I'm getting ready for, the green revolution that is going to be coming around 2028, most likely, when all of a sudden everybody starts to understand and get eco-friendly more so than ever, right? There's going to be something that happens to our planet. Right? We're going to start thinking about climate change and talking about climate change and all that stuff. All the talking heads will go off about it. Just the way everybody's talking about the importance of privacy. Oh my God, look at our blockchain. We're implementing privacy. We're doing privacy here. We're doing privacy there. Right? It's all about privacy right now. Right? Very soon, exactly, King Jesus, it's going to be conservation and ecology. Right? We're going to be doing things for Mother Earth. And you know how funny it is? We've been talking about the tarot, right? If this year coming up is the Sun card in the Major Arcana, which is the 19th card, right? Next year or the year after that is going to be the year of Judgment, right? How fitting for a cyber thing to go down. And then in 2028, during the year of the World Olympics, it is the World card. It's going to be all about the globe. It's going to be planet Earth, right? Us caring about our planet and Earth. And that's what's going to unite us in a way, and also make us fully on chain at the same time. Is, well, let's do it because, we got to conserve electricity. We got to conserve water. Dude, they show you these Dune movies already a decade before this type of stuff is going to go down, right? Where you're going to start valuing your water more than ever. You're going to start valuing your food intake more than ever, right? The gluttony is going to be, the truth of our gluttony is going to be revealed. The truth of our overusage, right? Without freaking regard, without just being even aware. We're just like wasting resources, just thinking that they can just be forever, right? It's crazy. Helium's still going. HNT is definitely still going, man. I like the sensor cryptos for sure. HNT and Helium Mobile is interesting. Mobile is in the 000s. I do like the of sensors, right? The Internet of Things. IOTA, Helium, right? And is in that umbrella with Helium. What else? IOTX, right? Nadix. Yeah, there's some interesting ones that can definitely do the IoT thing without a doubt. And we know the big star, the one with the full stack, can probably be implemented for those type of things as well. Let's see what else we got. Guys, I appreciate everybody jumping in for a little bit of an earlier day stream. Legendary, shout out to you, bro. Good to see you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, and then next year, what do we got? Like the 250th anniversary of July 4th or something like that coming on up, right? Independence Day, right? Since 1776. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts seeing what goes on there, right? So, interested to see what happens in that anniversary of 1776, 250th. I wonder what the significance of 250 is for sure. And people are already running their gematria there. But, I'm trying to prep for what this end of the decade is going to be looking like. And I want to be taking advantage of I want cryptos that are already ahead of the game and very much forward looking, because that's what they're being built for, futures that aren't here yet. And that's where we as investors could, instead of chasing narratives, we get the narratives following us, right? We just stack up and we wait for the narratives to happen. And this eco-friendly narrative is going to be massive. This is why Algorand, the first totally carbon neutral blockchain, right? From the get-go, carbon neutral, no carbon footprint whatsoever. XRP, is going to be carbon neutral by 2028, or, goes to show they were already thinking about it. They're like, okay, We need to be, it's not only good enough to be the pre-mine, we need to be completely carbon neutral, right, up until this point. They know where this stuff is going to be going, right? I need 250. I'm going to need about 250. I'm going to need about 350, right? 250th anniversary, right? So yeah, Algorand is one of the bigger sleepers. I posted long ago, man, and I still believe this. I understand Algorand's at what, like 15, 14 cents? I see Algorand honestly bursting through 11 bucks by the end of this decade, right? It might be in this bull cycle, in the speculative bull cycle, we may see an $11 plus Algorand, but I think Algorand is going to absolutely melt some faces, man. That is a very, very quiet and freaky crypto if you know some of their connections, right? CERN freaking connections. If you know about CERN, man, that is something that no other blockchain's got a connection to outside of Algorand, man. Freaking nuts. I think GBEX is fine as the regions they stopped serving after laws, etc., and they KYC them to start staking, then booted us. So I think many countries are getting their funds back. Interesting. Tree Fitty for sure. Root network in the triple zeros, right? Allowing for interoperability of metaverse assets. XPX, right? In the triple zeros, allowing for interoperability of NFT assets. Block V with their smart NFTs and what they're doing. VeChain, I forgot to mention VeChain in terms of the internet of sensors, right? VeChain is literally got a working product in the market at mass scale. Dude, they're doing it for food tracking and stuff like that, and they've proven their sensors work there. They're proving that you can put sensors in like the gloves of UFC fighters, and it starts helping them figure out so many more dynamics for their fights, the level of pressures per punch, right? Impacts and things like that, right? Being able to trace that. Now imagine when they start putting it into footballs for the NFL, throwing velocity, distance of the ball, right? Being able to measure the actual spot of the freaking ball. Right? They do this like eye in the sky type of thing right now in football where they took away the chain gang, as they like to say, right? But now they have like this digital thing that like spots the ball where it should be, and then they'll put the ball there. But like, what, dude, I already think they have chips in the ball to begin with, but they'll be more public about it, about like, wow, how beneficial it is to just have a chip and sensor everywhere, right? I mean, if you've seen the assigned viewing, we have it on the pin topped on our X right there. The awakening of the banking industry, the awakening of the insurance industry, the awakening of the automotive industry. We're going to be releasing the awakening of the telecom industry and the awakening of the healthcare industry sometime soon. But already in those threes, they're telling you sensors will be everywhere, right? They'll be in the freaking air. Nanotech, man, right? Market share per finger. Exactly right. You as an individual buy sell unit will be fractional prices, right? Or fractional renting or whatever. Here, much love to y'all. How's it going? Bullish choices, good to see you. So yeah, it's very, love trying to find out what the front end experience, like what we're going to be using as users, like what blockchains are involved with that in terms of Visa and MasterCard. But we cannot forget that the plumbing is the most important thing, because Visa and MasterCard will then automatically implement it. You fix the plumbing, right, with blockchain, the faucet that is Visa and MasterCard will follow, right? And then if we go to, trying to find, what cryptos have the chances of being that plumbing, that infrastructure. It's the ones that implement and don't try to avoid KYC, the ones that have successful audits, right? The ones that are NIST aligned, right? I can't exaggerate how important it is to be aligned with the National Institute Standards of Technology in terms of cryptography, right? If your cryptography is aligned with NIST standards, this is a very, very good sign that you mean business, right? That you are very, very serious about, very serious, if you guys know what I mean, about tackling, the global payments, in terms of banks, bank-to-bank payments and trillions of dollars, right? Billions of dollars of outflows going through your system, through your infrastructure, right? What's up, Bullish Choices? Appreciate you jumping on in. I've been alive for 1/5 of the U.S.'s entire existence. No way. That's very weird, Legendary. That is very weird. This is a seesaw. Let's ride. Dude, we can get our cowboy hats on if you want, man. We're ready to ride the bull for sure. Shout out to everybody here. Thanks again for your support, everyone. Much love to y'all. Guys, we're getting close to, I've been taking we're in between workday here, but just wanted to let y'all know, there's deep reds aplenty out there still. There's still chances to get whole numbers of all these digital assets. We're focusing. Yeah, it's definitely not. Dude, you know what's definitely not normal is the prices of these digital assets and the way they're ordered, right? The price, as Chris Hutchins once said, which was a brilliant quote, because I start to understand it more as the days go on, especially while we're in this Wild West phase of crypto. The price is a distraction. The volume is a distraction. The community is a distraction, right? It's all about the tech. It's all about what that tech can do, right? And if that tech is unique, stands out above amongst the rest, right? Like Tezos with its self-amending blockchain, not requiring any hard forks if you needed to do a major upgrade on the blockchain, right? Tezos has got uranium on it, real estate on it. It could do payments. It's got freaking institutional NFTs on the platform. You're talking about real gaming giants that have decided to build their NFTs on Tezos, right? And all this stuff comes out during bearish times or when they're under NDAs. Notice that the founders of Tezos are very, very quiet, especially when it comes to talking about Tezos. And if they do talk about Tezos, they don't just freaking start putting the $ ticker, right? They don't just start going XTZ every freaking post. This is a real major red flag. If you want to try to find the ones that are just trying to build up the hype and just hope, like, if you're on it, you love it when they do that because you're like, oh man, I really hope that other people start getting in so I can cash out and make a good trade. Right? That's like, a lot of people's number one motivation is just to make a good trade off the hype of a freaking project. That's really all they want to do, right? It's not really about the utility. They don't want to admit it to themselves, but it's not really about the utility. It's about more people invest. Like I was part of the first 100 or 900 or 1,000 to invest in this. Now, if we get to 5,000 people, I'm freaking cashing out on these sons of bitches, right? I'm freaking gonna be a whale that just freaking slams it on them. Right? It's sad, but freaking true, right? This is why I like just going for the cryptos that just have really freaking good tech, that are freaking quiet. They've been around and they have been proven, right? They have been proving their infrastructure. It's not like there's loss of interest in the freaking project. You know who has loss of interest? Is the degens, the community, people, the everyday people. That's why the X people, right? The people who are on X app. Right? It's like, I don't really hear too much talk about it or too much hype about it, or the community's not that big, man. Like, I don't really know about this digital asset. Meanwhile, they're doing successful CBDC tests. Meanwhile, they're freaking building awesome infrastructure. Meanwhile, their tech has a full stack going for it, right? That can provide essential infrastructure for these institutions, for these banks, for these businesses, right? It makes them jump through less hoops, right? Well, if you have to use multiple blockchains and I have to jump through all these hoops, then I'd rather just go to this one that requires me to jump through less blockchains in less amount of time, right? What's up, Omar Music? Good to see you, man. Appreciate you jumping on in. Silver Days in the house. Giving a shout out on the break. I'm on my break too, Parks, man. I'm on my break too, man. I'm just trying to get a stream in because we got a full day ahead of us. We've had a very busy weekend. We have been working nonstop to just try these deep reds. Hopefully I get my dough by Friday and we got some hopefully we have some Black Friday dumps going on in the crypto space, because I'll be right there to scoop up so many of these digital assets on those Black Friday dumps. Shout out to everybody here. Me too, actually, in 1973 vintage meat suit. No way. What's up, guys? Appreciate y'all. So yeah, as great as it is to just keep hearing about a project and keep seeing its ticker all over X, and then you think, oh, this is the world's perspective on it, right? Yes, in terms of hype, if you're doing a speculative trade and you're riding off the hype and you understand that that's the situation and you're not putting your higher hopes to think that this is a future infrastructure provider, then I totally get it. But I've started to see it's about the ones that just have, like, it's about the tech always. It's first about the tech. It's not about, trying to do what's my vision, and then all of a sudden just, throwing it out and then just hoping you're trying to fund your vision, basically. Right? That's what a lot of projects try to do, is just, hey, we have this vision for this blockchain. If you guys give us money, we can actually start rolling out these products. Right? And we'll cash out some of our coin in order to, start hitting, not only give ourselves pay, but also start checking off little pieces of our roadmap. And I have nothing against that, really, but like, it's like, are you really trying to solve a problem here? Or are you just trying to like go with the flow, right? You're just trying to like build, trying to just see how far this thing could really go, and you're just kind of improvising as you go along, right? Shout out to everybody here. Much love to the Blue Foundation. But yeah, the ones that just keep shouting out their ticker and how important they are and how great it is. Oh, we've done a burn of our cryptocurrency type of thing during a bear cycle. I'm worried about those digital assets sometimes. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for jumping in. What are the deep reds today? I mean, everything's in the deep reds mostly, man. I'm just scooping up X cryptos. Whichever is the deepest X crypto deep red, I'm totally in for it. What's up, Ollie? Good to see you. Appreciate you. How's everybody doing? Any cryptos that you guys are acquiring while we got 4 more minutes left? Just let me know. But yeah, I've talked about the Power 7, right? XRP, XPX, XDC, XLM, XTZ, XX Network, right? Yeah, XX Network better start going up, man. XX Network has been surprisingly like strong when it goes to sub a penny. Every time it goes to $9, people start going in for some XX Network. I'm very excited to see where XX Network is going to go. I love seeing them having a partnership with NYM, right? The decentralized privacy VPN service. You're starting to see what this world is starting to be built out. WorldCoin, WLD. Dude, WorldCoin might kill it in the year of the world, right? And how important it is going to be for identity, right? Because you're going to have a lot of cyber fraud happening. You're going to have a lot of AI fraud type of stuff happening in the future, right? We don't have freaking security measures for this or regulations around this just yet, right? So you're going to see that being a major problem, right, in the future. And what's going to help solve that? Digital identity, right? This is how they get that solution of you scanning your iris on that freaking little orb of WLDs, right, of Sam Altman's World Foundation, right? You're going to scan your eyeball for your security, right? Meanwhile, there's so much data in your iris, right? They're going to be able to replicate you behind the scenes. They're going to be able to replace you with a freaking clone like Westworld status, right? But anyways, that's how they're going to provide the problem, right? And part of the solution is going to be WLD, because it's going to have some of the best privacy tech behind it, right? It's going to be a leading identity solution because it invested those 3 grants into the XX network. XRPL is going to be a leading privacy solution because that bridge with on-demand privacy to go with on-demand liquidity. XX network is going to be a major privacy infrastructure for a ton of these major, ton of these kind of infrastructure building use cases like identity, like payments, right? Probably supply chain to come along. Now you got them partnering up with a VPN, leading privacy VPN, decentralized privacy VPN solution. NYM is an interesting one to speculate on because I think it's like $1 billion supply and it's only pennies, right? So this is how it's shaping up, and they've been shaping this up during the bear cycle, guys. This is why I like super bullish news that comes out during the bear cycle versus the bull cycle. This is why we were just talking about earlier with Axelar. Dude, Axelar, just under everybody's noses, built 4 bridges that are so essential, right? They built a bridge with XRPL, they built a bridge with XLM, they built a bridge with SHX, and they built a bridge with freaking HBAR. AXL is so undervalued right now, but nobody cares about it because they're like, oh, the price is not doing too much despite the news, geez, so I don't know what you're talking about. None of these cryptos are doing anything. None of these cryptos are doing anything, man. None of them, right? So the ones that are at least freaking still building and releasing bullish-ass news during this bear cycle, that gets me so excited for what they'll probably be doing even during a speculative bull cycle or a utility bull cycle, right? DAG might have been read today. Could be, dude. DAG for sure is one of the good ones, man. Their data integrity is second to none. I have researched every freaking crypto against DAG's data integrity, right? And the quality of their data, right? And uses, right? DAG is a sleeping powerhouse, man. DAG does not know what a bear cycle, like, despite it seeming bearish, despite it being in the reds. Look at its history, where it came from. Look how many zeros it came from. Same thing with XDC. These used to be triple zero, multiple zero cryptos. And look at where they are today in the grand scheme of freaking things, right? SHX is another example. People are like, oh my God, SHX is at 008. Or like, it's such a tremendous value at 008. Dude, this thing was at triple zeros. It is still bullish. It is not known a true bear cycle, right? But anyways, guys, hey, Nathan, I'm with you too, man. I got to get back from my break here. I'm so grateful for the 25 likes for this video. If we can get more likes, if anybody's jumping on in later, I would be grateful as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this stream. I am, once again, thank you so much. And ways to support, if you can't super chat, coffee money to our Coinbase ID in the description below certainly helps. And of course, we have Ember app with our referral code there that can totally help us out tremendously as well by using the referral code. But once again, guys, always grateful. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a pro trader, and I'll never tell you what to do. I'll keep trying if you guys keep trying, and we do this, because the community, we're building a hell of a community here. I learned from you guys. You guys, are totally just beasts. I'm so grateful as always, right? Good times and good vibes. Let's keep going. No days freaking off, especially when we have such a tremendous opportunity and we see the opportunity right in front of our eyes. Guys, thank you, Blue Foundation. Thank you, Green Giants. And thank you, Deep Red Alliance. The future is distributed ledger technology, and the future is bright. Our future is bright, and we're looking at the moon for sure, Silver Days. We got the golden eyes, and we keep it crypto. I'll see you guys in the Blue Castle. Much love. Adios. Much love, guys. Peace.